like if loop, for loop, if, for while. Okay, so how to do it? So then you can so understand the basic structure. So here it is, Python functions. What is a Python function? So look at here. A function is a block of code which only runs when it is called. So you write a code, you define a function, and it only runs. It won't never runs. Normally, it is only runs if you call it. It is used to one function for a multiple times. For example, just for an example, I remove this one. So, for example, I define a value and b value. I'm defining. So, just for example, a value, b value, print a plus b. Okay. So this is simple code I've written. So output is 30. It is showing here. Just for example, I want to add another two numbers. So again, I have to take two other parameters. For example, C and D. Okay, C is equal to 33 and D is equal to 44. So I want to add is 33 and 44. Only thing is I want to add a two variables like a 33 and 44 kind of stuff. Okay, C plus D. See again, how to write in a sequential manner like this. Okay, procedural manner. Okay, so again you can use these two variables and do multiple times for multiple things. But again, if you need another two numbers, again you have to define it. Okay, so but what to do with the function and all kind of stuff, I will come back. So but understand, it is a simple block of code. It is like a predefined structure. It is there, so you can use it by calling it or passing some data into it. So you can pass the data known as the parameters into the functions. So you can pass the data to the function known as a parameters. A function can return data as a result. Okay, so like this. To define a function, to create a function, you have to use a keyword called def. Def is a function. Okay. So we'll see one by one, and then we'll see the calling function also. I will show you here. So defining a function starts with the def, and you put any name of the function except the existing name, like a print, math, maths, pow, like that. So print also you should not give. Okay, print also you should not give integer kind of stuff, string kind of stuff, like classes kind of stuff. Okay, predefined functions, existing functions should not be given. So that is important. My function. Okay, so give the round brackets and a semicolon like this. Colon, sorry. So this is defining a function and give the statement. Give the statement. So anything, working statements or return value, anything you can able to write it. Here it is. I'm writing here my function. This statement is my function. Now I written a function and I'm trying to execute. What it is returning? Nothing. Nothing is written. So here it is. I put a print. Okay. So just in a program, it is not under function. This is outside of the function. Look at here. It's printing by, but it is not printing this one. Just whether it is program is executed or not. It is printing by, but it's not printing this one. So it will only print if you call it. I'm calling my function like this. I'm calling the function. So it is my function. Okay. So if you call it, so what happened? So my program is executing, right? So first of all, it go to my function. Where is the function is defined? This is the, here it is, function is defined, and what is given under the function. So it will execute that one. Then done, and it is say bye. Okay, so this is functions. Okay, so what it is, so when you create a function, it won't work. It won't work. You must call the function to use some of the things, like in a parenthesis like this. You have to call the function. As a given an example, like a value, b value, c value, d value kind of stuff. So here you can use an argument and parameters kind of things. Here it is arguments. Information can be passed into the functions as an argument. Okay, information can be passed into function as an argument. Arguments are specified after function name. Inside the parenthesis, you can add as many arguments you want. Just separate them with a comma. Okay, here it is want to pass the argument in the fname. So like this is with the example. Just for a notes, I'm doing copy paste kind of stuff. Okay. Okay, very simple. Define a function. Same thing, same functionality. So no changes. In this one, I'm specifying something, some name or kind of stuff. Okay. So age, like any parameters, I can put it like a ABC. You can put it like A comma B. Okay. A value, B value. Okay. So I put a print statement is print A and B. A comma B. Okay. So I'm calling this function, but you have to give these values, A value and B value. So I put a 22, 44. Okay. So look at here, A and B value 22, 44. You can see A and B value 22 and 44. So yeah, it is normal only. Why we need this thing? Again, you can pass different type of values, means you can pass multiple different arguments or parameters into it. See, A is A is 22, B is 44 in this function. Okay, so again, A is 55, B is 88, B is 88. So like that, you can pass multiple times. Next, I don't want to give A value and B value. I want to give only A value. Okay, not a B value. Okay, only one value I'm giving. What will happen? It throw an error. See, first two values are displaying, but when you given a function 33, so one missing argument is coming. In case you given 3 times. So we have only 2 parameters, but you given arguments, 3 arguments, 3 values are given. That time also it will give an error. So compulsory give only as per the parameters. Okay. So you given AB means give only 2. 3 are there, you should give 3. 1 is there, you should give 1 only. Okay. Guys, understand passing parameters. He given some example, I given another example. That's it. Okay. You pass a name and text kind of stuff. Of course, I use that same thing. Guys, understand argument passing.
Yes, sir.
Arguments often shortened to ARGS in Python documentaries. Parameters are arguments, which name you have to call it. The term parameter and argument can be used for same thing, information that are passed into function. Okay, so these are parameters, or we can say arguments also, no problem. But little small change, like a parameter is a variable listed inside a parenthesis in the function definition. It means AB are a parameters and these are the arguments. The arguments is the value that's sent to the function when it is called. So why I'm telling like this? So because of it's quite easy to complete compared to the PPT and all. So this is quite easy to do it. So parameter and argument, which one we can call it as a parameter and argument? Both are parameters, like this is a parameter, this is argument, or this is a like that. You can do it. But simplest thing is so passing a values. Generally, these are the AB is a parameter, fname is a parameter. Okay, so 20 to 44 is the arguments. Emil, twice, and Linus is arguments. So like that, it will come. Okay, names. Okay, number of arguments. Number of arguments. Okay, how many arguments you can give? So already we given 2 arguments. Given. Okay, if you miss the number of arguments, if you miss the number of argument, already I told. So, um, so if you miss the argument, a problem will occur. What is the problem? If you don't give, here it is 2 parameters, means 2 arguments you have to give. If you give lesser, you will get an error. If you give more, you will get an error. So compulsory check number of parameters and give the based on it. Next one is default parameters. Next one is default. Default means if you are don't want to define, sometimes if you don't give certain value, then automatically it will give the default value. Okay, so for example, same one only, I'm not changing anything in ours. C is equal to 100, or maybe C is equal to 2. No, I'll take C is equal to 100. Okay, so here it is, I have to give C value, right? So here it is A, B, C values I want to display. A value, B value, and C value. So here, first of all, I'm defining a value here, 33. Here I'm not defining anything. Here I will put it 10. See, it is 3. 3 parameters means you have to give 3 arguments. 3 arguments are given. 3 arguments are given here, but only here 2 arguments are given. So what will happen? Generally, it should throw error, but it is doing like this. See? So 55, 88, 100 it is showing. So by 100, it is a default value. It is a default value. Even though you missed to mention a particular parameter, so then no problem, you can able to get it. So this is one of the thing. Here it is, where it is. I am giving a different example than given example now. So we can practice both the things. You better practice both the things. And also you can change the order. So what I'm trying to do is, I'm not giving a C is equal to 100, but you will do it like this is A is equal to 22, B is equal to 44, C is equal to 33. By default itself, A is equal to 22, B is equal to 44, C is equal to 33. If you don't define like this, then you can give, for example, 75. Okay, if you define like this, okay. If you don't define, also okay, same thing. A is 55, B is 88, C is 75. You can change the order. So B is equal to 33. Okay, A is equal to 44. C is equal to 100. Like this one, like C is equal to 100. A is equal to like this. Okay, so here I change the order. Okay, normally the first one is first parameter, second one is second parameter, third argument belongs to third parameter. Okay, third parameter. Okay, so you can specify the parameter with a value, or if you don't specify, it will take it as a positional. You can interchange with that one also. So we can try to execute, then we'll understand what we done. So you look at here, yeah, as a ABC given strike, it is given. If you don't mention, and it is take it as a ABC value, but it is here, it is different. A is 10, so A is 10. B 33, B 33. C is 11, C is 11. Okay, so like we can interchange things. Specify the kind of stuff. Okay, and also not only that one. So there is a few more kind of stuff is like this, like you can give last name, first name, what it is, arbitrary arguments, a positional argument. This is just a keyword argument. I told about a keyword argument. Type of functions, guys. These are all type of functions. Okay, these are all type of functions. So he told about like this child 1, child 2. So first one is how to define a function, how to pass the parameters, default arguments, and next one is keyword arguments. Okay, so based on a key value syntax type, you can specify the parameter and their values. Okay, so instead of by default taking, so you can also specify. So I specified in a different ways. Then also better we should get an output. I'm writing a program, but I'm not writing outputs. Outputs are also very important sometimes to understand it. Okay. This is the arbitrary keyword argument. Arbitrary keyword argument. If you do not know how many keyword arguments that will be passed into your function, add to asterisk before the parameter name in the function definition. This way, the function will receive dictionary of arguments and can access them accordingly. Okay, so you want to put a multiple kind of parameters irrespective of how many parameters are there, so you can able to do it. That is arbitrary kind of stuff. Okay, arbitrary keyword means whenever you given a parameter, give the two as stars. So you can add multiple things into one. Okay, but you have to specify each one is as a certain parameter. So again, we'll try with the same example. Here it is. Okay, so I put a star star. Okay, okay, I put a var one. Okay, I didn't specify any of these things. Okay, A B C D kind of stuff or anything. So I will execute and it will throw an error. So don't worry. Okay. You don't understand a single one of anything. Print statement also. Okay. Okay. I'll make this one as a kind of stuff. Okay. So you can pass values, but it is not displaying any value here. So compulsory you have to get it. So like this. So you have to tell belongs to what kind of stuff. So here it is. Where one A comma B comma C. So what is this kind of stuff? Is not defined. Then this is not working. Ah, okay. So try it yourself. Otherwise, we'll try this one only. So what will happen? Actually, this is a good one, correct one only. I given some arguments like a star star kind of stuff. Okay. Okay. So here also same thing. So star star kid is there. So and these are also not defined anywhere. Okay. Okay. Quotations. Execute once. It is working. So maybe you have to give under quotes. The A value is 22. I will try B value. So I don't understand again. Again, we have to give bar 1 B value. So then we got a B value also. Okay. So we can take this one as an example. Arbitrary. So in an arbitrary, if you don't know how many parameters you want to pass, it may vary from one to another one, maybe like that. So it is, you can use like this and you can call it in a specific manner. Okay. So maybe a number of arguments you can pass it, but I will take a specific values only. Specific values only. Again, I told hashtag represent. This is comment. So it won't function. You can try this one also. You can remove this one and you can also try A is 10, B is 33. Okay, that output also it will shows. So I'm removing this thing and run. See, A is 10, B is 33. May not understand by you, but only important one is, do you understand from starting, like what is a function, how to define a function, how to pass a parameters? Okay, if you want a different parameter style, you can also do it like a name, age, like a calculations. Yes, do you understand up to now or not? Guys, what happened? Do you understand up to here? Okay, passing a list as a argument also there, for loop, while loop, like that. So we can this. The next one is return. Return is also a very good one. Okay, so passing a value as a list. Okay, so then if we have a list set tuple kind of stuff, that is also we can able to pass multiple arguments like this. Okay, so using for loop, while loop kind of stuff. Okay, so same thing, just I'm removing some of it. My list, yeah, so my list is enough. Okay, colon. So guys, this is one more I want to tell. It is you want to try to define something like a very big program you are writing. So while you are creating a structure, it means based on your program flowchart, you have designed a program. So there is a lot of things you have to define first. Later you will implement. But meanwhile, you send a code for a testing or a execution, it will throw an error if you don't define anything. So you simply put a pass if you don't want to do anything with it. Okay, you don't throw any error. If in case you leave like this, immediately it throw an error. Immediately it throw an error. So expected intended block for after function definition on the line 1. It is indentation error. It means you define a function, but you didn't tell what to do. Okay, so compulsory you pass if you don't have any thing to do it. Okay, so what I'm doing is here is I'm creating different type of mm, list are there. So I put a list A equal to, so I am putting square brackets, right? So then different names I will put it a name hello. Mm, I put a B15. Okay, so anybody will tell B15 names.
Okay.
Okay, so next B14. So I'm creating a list. Okay, B14. So here it is. Some people given a Shabuddin spelling. Shabuddin is there or not? First of all, Shubham is there. Lot of people left. Most of the people left. It's okay. Yashodhara. Next time we use the name Yashodhara. Aniket, Priyanka, Shubham, Shabuddin. Okay. Shubham. Bam, it is become bam. Yeah, so bam, correct only. Yang Aniket. Okay, so this is two lists are there. So I want to pass one by one list or a all list kind of stuff. Okay, so like this, I created a two list. Two list I created. Now I want to pass list by list like a batch. Okay, parameters like a batch or a B15 or a food like this. You can give as per your do it. Okay. Okay. Next, I removed a pass. Now I put a parameter is batch for something x in batch, okay. And print yes. So this is function completed and list is completed. So what is the next one? Next one, you have to call the function. You have to call the function. So my list. So I have to give print statement or a without print statement also you can give my list. But you are calling my list. Which one you want to call? Like a B15. Okay. Just I am calling my function for a list number B15 only. So look at here. See only B15. The names I mentioned is came. The last is none came. I don't know why none came. Because of once list is finished, then maybe like that. Okay. If you want to call both the things like print my list B14. Okay. Now it will take 15 as well as the 14. First 15 will be displayed and then 14 names are displaying it is. So this is so another example for a parameters in the list form. Okay, passing the list as a parameters. Passing a list as a parameters. You can define number of list. You can number of list you can define and give the to the iterator. Okay, and calling it. Only one parameter is defined. So then I'm calling one by one list kind of stuff. Not only just the one single value, multiple values. You can do it. Guys, important one is return. Return. So another one is a return. Already I told pass statement already. I told this pass statement. Okay. So what is the use of this pass statement? What is a pass statement? If you are not doing anything, you define a function. You define a function, but it is empty. Okay. So you are unable to write anything under that function. So you can do pass. You can do pass because you will implement later. Like I implemented this one. So initially I put a my def my list. That's it only. I don't what names I will put it that I will do later. So I put a pass simple and I define a to list. Then based on that one I implemented this code and finally I call that functions. Okay. So things will like in a development so many times you have to define first and later you have to implement. So in that cases this is a very useful one pass. Okay, this is return value. Return value instead of giving a print statement inside, you can return like a whenever you call a function, you do your job and return with some statement or some value or like that. Okay, so that is a term called a returns. Okay, so look at here how to implement this return kind of stuff. Same only, so no need to do anything specially, like return length of look at here, so 4 5, so it is none gone and it is showing 5 4. What is this 5 and 4? Length of your, okay, you can see 5. It is a 5 names are there now, 5 elements in the list. It is showing length of the list, length of the things. I have written under here return. Instead of this one, I can give another one. So in a return value, okay, list name, like you can put a name of the list. Okay, like that. So print done. Print done. Okay, so what happened? For every time it is done, so it is showing done. See, done. Okay, like that. It is a written value like that. You can also use it, or you can we use it in a very simple manner. Define a function, put a something like a my function name, done. Okay, so so I want to do something like I want to print the value, for example, no, I want to pass something function of 3. So what I want to do is I put a x return into 3. Why it is? Whatever it is correct only, right? So 5 into x, 3 into x, no difference. No difference. Why it is not working? So earlier return is worked very well. So prints x value, okay, and return. The statement is like maybe you have to give print value also. So it is printing 3 means it is working good. That's why I given a by. So by is showing means it is executing something, okay, but it is not returning as it is specified is here. So why it is not specified? You have to give the print statement for that one. It is showing like this. So I will remove this thing. So look at here. Now it is 9 is showing. Same statement. Any number, but it will be multiplied by 3. 21. So last time I put a x here and 3 here, right? So I will put a 10 here and stop that one. Okay, you'll get it. So only thing is the print statement. Guys, return means once you are executed, once you call your function, you do whatever the thing it is there. Okay, and then it return the value of that one. Okay, return something. Maybe it is a print statement. Maybe it is just a print statement. Return done. See, done. It return something. Okay, return something. Okay, you can return the x value also. So you can say like a print x, only x value. So instead of giving a print statement here, you can give under return, and you can get the value with the print function from here. What to do with it? So this is the return. So there, as I showed, last time when that program is there, no? So like there also we means that the argument passing kind of stuff. So where it is. And to get that one, so like this. So look at here. So here it is also I used a return function. Just you can try to use here also. Okay. This is called a return, guys. Return means once you call a function, once it done the function related one, it returns something to it. Return something to it based on what you define under return. It can be a print statement. It can be a some value are submitted like that. So your data submitted successfully. The return print that statement or a sum of the statement or a table return means showing the values, like same thing. I want to print the list. See, it is print the list. This is iterator and print the list. Okay, print the list. Already I given a print statement here. So now just it will be displayed here like this. Actually, that's the only. If you don't give print return state like a print, you are giving already print statement here, but for batch I didn't give any print statement. So that is I access with this one. Otherwise, you can do some more things. When you do it also, guys, better to try to do by changing few things to few things like this. It will throw an error, so don't worry. It is not doing anything. So you look at here, enter name, everything is displayed, but this return batch, the entire thing is not displaying. Why? Because of the print statement not specified when I'm calling the function. Okay, then you have to give either this or here. You should give. Okay, so look at here. Okay, so either way you can able to give it. So this is about your functions. Recursion is there, guys. You can try what is this recursion and all. The recursion is actually like multiplying things. Okay, it will comes like this: 1 plus 2 is equal is 3. So 1 plus 3 is 6, like that it will be there. Okay, so kind of a recursion part, like a Fibonacci series type only. So that is you will write. So this is about your functions. Again, we'll go to the starting of the function, guys. What is a function? Function is nothing but a block of code. So whenever it is required, you can call the block of code. You can pass the data as a parameters or arguments into the function. Okay, you can define a function by using a word called def function name and a parenthesis or a round brackets and column. And you should call the function. Without a calling function, the function is do nothing. Okay, so then you must call the function. Next, you can pass the different type of parameters or arguments kind of stuff, okay, into the functions. So fname is looking at a fname. Fname is nothing but a parameter, and what are the data you are passing, that is called the arguments. That is called the arguments. It means that you define a parameters in the function and you pass the arguments from calling the function. Okay, you can pass different kind of functions. So like, yeah, this part arbitrary argument with a double kind of stuff we given, but single. Okay, here it is. Another arbitrary argument is also there. So that is, you can pass multiple type of arguments into it, and but we can call only some of based on the index. Okay, so in generally when you are passing arguments into the functions, so compulsory you have to maintain the numbers. Okay, compulsory you have to maintain the numbers. For example, how many parameters are defined, that many you have to, that many uh, arguments you have to pass. It should not be less, it should not be more. Okay, if in case if there is any default values, so then also you can define a default values. Okay, if you don't specify a particular related arguments, so then also you can take it as a, the default value will be covered for that one. Okay, so if you here it is, I put a c is equal to 100. Here only two parameters I specified. The third argument is nothing but the default one. If you specify, it will take you are specified. If you don't specify, take it as a default one. If you mention the default one, that's the difference. Okay, another one is keyword argument. Means normally by directly straight it will take like the first is a first parameter, second is a second parameter, third one is third parameter as a sequence. But you can interchange. You can define a specific one like a first one, second one, or third one is like this. So you can interchange the names also like this. I change ABC. Straightly you can define, jumbly you can define, without define it will take. Arbitrary keywords as shown here in two ways. One is if you don't know how many parameters and what parameters you are passing, you can able to do this one by specifying single star or a double star before it. So single star is like a based on an index, like which one you want it. So this particular thing again, I will do it and I will show you, which is we are missing. No, this is a very good one. So I will do that. Define my function. Can I say no? Pass. So again, I'm calling my function. So I don't know how many parameters I will send it. So like 33. Okay. Which one is first one, second one, like that will be there, right? 55, 66, 77, 88. Multiple things. I'm fine. Okay. So here it is. I put a single star, a val, just something like this. Print. Like this. So you can call the second one 0, 1, 2, 3 like it is there. No? So like that. We'll try which one is showing here. Value is 66. Means this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 values are given. I took only third one means 0, 1, 2. This is I have taken. Okay. So this is so instead of in a key value type. So instead of key value, I took it as a arrangement. So in an indexing manner, I took it this one. And no one is speaking anything. Understand, not understand. Don't like it, not like it. So once and for all, so guys, since morning onwards it's like that only. This week is like that only, so don't worry. Again, guys, very simple. Functions, it's a block of code. So it will run only when it is called. You can pass different type of parameters and arguments to init. Okay, so you can define a return. So for return values, the keyword is def. Name the function and parenthesis colon. Okay, to call the function, very simple. Name your function parenthesis. You can pass different type of parameters and arguments to it. 1 second. Okay, so you can pass different type of parameters through your functions. Okay, so the passing one, the values, we call it as the arguments, and the defining the things are, we call it as a parameters. So this is a parameter, this is the argument. So either way, you are passing certain values into the function. You can pass one or multiple, but important thing is how many number of parameters you define, those many arguments you have to pass, not less or more. If in case of multiple type of parameters are there, so you can define your parameter as a star, one star or a double star before you give. Okay, so this is arbitrary keyword kind of function. Arbitrary keyword kind of function. Okay, again, so here it is in arbitrary arguments. So there is a number of arguments are given, but you want to access the arguments based on that index value. Based on the index value you want to access. So then you can define. So this is one. The second one is it is with a double asterisk. Okay, double star kind of stuff. Again, if you define your parameter arguments with a key value type, or maybe some not as a direct strip like that, so like you are defining it, so you can use double asterisk and call it as like a index value type only. Okay, just like a dictionary type. This is like a dictionary type. This is like a just a tuple or a list type only. Okay, like this. Of course, default parameters. If in case you define certain parameters, the important factor is how many parameters you define, those many arguments you have to pass. And you can make certain parameter as a default value. You can define certain default value to the certain parameters. If in case if you are not providing data for that one, it will take it. For example, here it is country. Country default is Norway. Here it is I am from Sweden, I am from India, I am from Brazil. But here it is not mention any country kind of stuff. Usually it throw an error. But when you are mention a default value to this parameter, so obviously if you don't give any value, it will take it from the default. If you don't define any value, it take it as a default. Passing a list as an argument. So that is, we can have a list tuple or a string kind of stuff. You can pass it also. So multiple list you can define and pass through the function and print according to the statement. Another important thing in the functions is a return. Okay. So whenever you call a function, so it do the things under that function and return some values. Return based on the statement you mentioned. Okay. So like a done, successfully submitted, or a result display. Okay, result display, or do some math function like that. We can able to define it. Next, pass statement. What is a pass statement? So whenever you program and you have to, based on your structure of the program or your development in the programming, okay, so you have to define a lot of functions, but sometimes you may not implement. So while you're typing the program, you don't implement the every block of the program immediately, right? So we'll implement one by one based on the other lines. Okay, so meantime, so you have to define and leave it like you are developing. So that time, so to not get any error, so you simply put a pass. So when you put a pass, so when you are testing or executing your program, okay, even though nothing is mentioned in this function, it won't throw error. It won't throw any error. If you don't say pass and you don't mention anything under the function, it throw an error. So to avoid that kind of stuff, use the pass. Okay. Last one is a recursion, guys. Recursion, you have to take care of the recursion. So I'm not explaining that recursion. You guys understand or not?
Yeah, sir, got it.
Got it, right? So compulsory go to each and every type of functions. Guys, how much we know that is important. Okay, so that's much we can able do it. I can skip all these things, no problem, but your understanding is important. Okay, next one is a lambda. Lambda is also very small and it is a lambda function. Okay, usually you can take lambda as a separate one, but again, it will take another 15 minutes. Okay, so what I'm doing is I will mix the lambda here. Okay, so you can try after functions lambda also. It's a small anonymous function type. Take any number of arguments, but only one expression. Only one expression. So its syntax is lambda arguments and expression. The expression is executed and result as a return. Okay, result is returned. So add 10 to a argument a and return the result like this. So very simple way of defining lambda. So like here it is, x is equal to lambda a, which means I define a and I put a into 10. So this is I define a lambda function. So I put a print statement x a value. So I'm giving a value is a 12. Okay, I'm calling x with a value. So how many values, how many parameters you mentioned here? So you have to mention that one, and it returns this particular simple value. So instead of writing a multiple lines, you can define in a separate way. A comma b, and I put a into b. For example, just for an example. So 12 comma 5. So 12 is a value, 5 is b value. Okay, 60. Meaning is you can specify any number of parameters, but you can work with a single expression only. Single expression only. So this is your lambda function. Okay, not only this, it's not completed. So here it is. So yeah, here it is given same thing only. So multiple things you can do. Why we use lambda function? Power of lambda function is better shown when we use them in anonymous function inside other functions. You say you have a function definition that one argument, that argument will multiply it with unknown numbers. Okay, so this is something is given doubler, tripler kind of stuff. Okay, you can use the function lambda function inside other functions. Okay, or you can write a single anonymous function, or you can define your lambda function under some other functions also. So we can see it is how to define under some other function. So define a function, put any name of the function. Okay, colon, you know what to do, pass. Okay, so yeah, first of all we'll see and what it is written here. My doubler, something is given. Okay, so it is given as a same thing only I'm executing. So return a into n, same thing only. So a is not mentioned anywhere. So it's a is a parameter. This is the expression. Written a means lambda a. Okay, lambda a. So return this kind of stuff. N. Okay. So I'm using like a value. First of all, I have to define n value. my function n value is 2. Okay, same thing only I'm developing here instead of copying pasting. Okay, so that's the same thing. Print. Okay. So I put a 33. So what it will return? So 33 is a value, 2 is a n value. So 33 into 2, 66. 33 into 2, 66. Okay, it is showing here. Okay, so you can use like a my tribular as he given in this one. Point is, it's not about a doubling or tripling kind of stuff. Understand? We can give lambda function. We can define under regular functions. Okay, under functions. So under return, it is mentioned here. Okay, so we can pass the different arguments from our statement. Okay, so we can pass different statements from here. Okay, a value, b value, like that, and also we can define from here also. Okay, same thing only. So without that one also we can do it. A comma b. I put a into b. Okay, so here it is very simple. Int my function. Okay, 22 comma 4. Okay, so very simple. Look at here. I got an error. Why? So I will tell why. Maybe I will try. Right, so now it is working. Okay, that is why. Okay, so first of all, you should enter into the function. Then only we can define a value, b value once you are enter into the function. Because ab is not mentioned here, so you can't give like earlier my function a value, b value. You can't give my function a value, b value. We can't give. Why? Because ab is not mentioned here. AB is not mentioned there. Okay, so you have to take the function first. You have to take the function and pass the values to it. So that is the thing. Here it is. You can able to see, and also you can do it for multiple times. Like, so what is the value now? It is, see, we'll get it like this. Okay, so this is an example of lambda using in regular functions. That's it for about a function, guys. Try and you will understand. Take a break and we will be back with the classes, how to define a classes and all. So then Python will be completed. Of course, there are a lot of things to do it, but now it is completed. Not it will be completed.